Yeah, we don't need to hear that again. Hold on. Let me get everything all ready and going. That's just not the thing I wanted to click. This was the thing I wanted to click. Howdy, everybody. I know what time it is. I know it is 12:15 on a Sunday morning. But you know what? I'm awake and I want to play some Mastermode because I'm supposed to. But also, I know I'm supposed to get the stream in, and I have done a very good job at not missing a day for the Mastermode. So we're going to keep it that way. Even though technically it started on Sunday, you're getting 2 streams today. But we're back. I don't think there were any changes that were... I don't think there were any changes that were made or needed to be made. I'm going to check the doc real quick and see if there was anything. No, I don't believe we had anything. Alright. So, let's click back on this. I'm so tired right now. I'll get into that in a little bit, but I have been a busy boy the last 48 hours, so I want to sit back and relax a little bit and play some Pokermans. We're almost done with Kanto. We got 2 streams, at least. I don't know if I'm going to end Kanto, or, well, end Gold and Silver next stream, or if I'm gonna save it again. Also, I just realized I have this thing still on me from earlier. Let me just rip this. I hate these little wristband things that you get like whenever you go to places, because they're just such a pain in the ass to get off. Like, I remember when I would go to hotels for like hockey tournaments or things like that, or just like in general, and they'd have like these things for like pool or whatever. And I just remember as a kid, I hated them because I could never get them off. But as a big boy now, they're really not that hard to get off. They're just kind of tedious. But anyway, let me just get that off. Let's do a quick team recap before we get into things today. This really shouldn't be too long of a stream. I'd be surprised if it goes over 2 hours, to be honest, but never say never. But we got Grim Shady the Gengar here, our full flying fire type Gengar at level 50, Rock and Waterfall, Fire Punch, Paladin, Psychic. We got Green Bean, our fire type Meganium, holding the Amulet Coin at level 50, with Flamethrower, Rock Slide, Toxic, and Psychic. We got Urza, our Skarmory, our Steel type Skarmory at level 51, holding the Quick Claw with Fly, Low Kick, Iron Tail, and Metal Claw. We got Shock, our Grass type Celebi at level 50, rocking Sleep Powder, Petal Dance, Conversion 2, and Leech Seed. We got the newest member to our team, Chipotle the Magmar, level 51, rocking Thunderbolt, Psychic, Spikes, and Thunder Punch. Magmar is Electric and Ground type, just a little bit of an FYI. And last but not least, we got Sacred, the Psychic and Fighting type Entei, level 52, holding the Scope Lens of Mach Punch, Jump Kick, Strength, and Psychic, and that is our team. Let's switch the screen over to the wheel. Okay, so I think all the wheels are going to be like this because I don't know why I don't know why all my tabs reset the way they did, but let's just hope that it isn't an issue. Switching to Pokemon weak to opponents typing. We're already starting off with this. We are already starting off with this BS. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Where's it at? There it is. Just in case anybody's in chat, I can see that. But first of all, I didn't think this was going to be a problem. I was contemplating leaving my phone on off of airplane mode and do not disturb just to ensure that I don't receive notifications, because it's like, who's going to be up at 12:20? But I'm now seeing that that decision was not a good one, because I've received TikTok notifications and Snapchat notifications since I actually plugged my phone in and did the face cam, so that's wonderful. That is wonderful. But let's go ahead and... Did we get our first encounter here? I don't think we did. I don't even think we fought this guy yet, but as I was saying, my allergies have been kicking my ass today. Oh my lord. You're Ghost and Steel. We have to go into Sacred for this. You're only level 30. What am I flipping out over? This is fucking regular gold and silver, but yeah, my allergies have been kicking my ass the last 2 days, and it's probably because I've actually been outside too that my allergies have been kind of not severe, but like really amped up. I don't know if this is gonna sound odd, but I don't know if sunburn or being exposed to the sun has any effect with allergies. I mean, I know that sunburn oh, it's a ghost type, thank god. Alright, I know sunburn affects immune system in a way, because this thing is a ghost dark type. This is a problem, actually, because I don't have anything to hit this thing with. I don't have anything to... I'm gonna fail the challenge right now, basically, is what I'm saying, because since this thing is ghost and dark, every single one of my moves, he's immune to it. So I'm gonna have to sack the challenge right now, which could be problematic for me. But I'm willing to take the risk. Because here's the thing, right? For the most part, we've had relatively good luck with the punishments in some ways. You know, now that I spoke that into existence, I'm not going to have good luck, but I think the worst thing that can happen is if we just lose somebody, and while that does suck, I'm not sure if I'm going to be too upset about it. Now, that being said, it could be Grim Shady or it could be our Entei, and both of those mods are really good for us, but if I really, really wanted to, I can just use a jailbreak right now. So, I'll get back to telling my story in a minute. We need to roll the punishment wheel. Why are we doing this? Okay. Is it gonna be like that for you? No. Alright, cool. Okay. This is where I'm gonna get something that I'm gonna 100% regret. Okay, we just have to take off a team member, which, to be honest... I'm trying to think. Who would I want to take off for the time being. Probably... As much as I don't want to do it, I'm probably going to take Sacred off, just because I know how strong Entei is, right? And to be quite honest, he doesn't need the experience right now. He really doesn't. I would argue everyone else on our team does, and plus, we kind of had him have the shine for... I think it was not the last stream, but the stream before. Because he's been level 52 for quite a while now. So, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and take Sacred off. I'm going to go ahead and respin the wheel. And see what we have to do. Oh, that lag. Jeez. Nothing. Alright. I'll take that, because that means we just basically have to not have Sacred on our team. Otherwise, then we're breaking our own rule. That's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, I could take off one of my fire types. However, no. What I should do, though, is I should grab somebody with cut. So, Sacred, I know we just put you back on the team, but we're going to go ahead and take you off, and we're going to pick up, I think, Bananas is in this box? No, Heidi's in this box. Heidi, we taught Heidi cut, I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, from over 2 days ago now, but I'm not sure if I am remembering correctly. So, I could do something. Actually, I think I know what I'm going to do. So, I think to kind of make this more interesting and intriguing, I'm pretty sure Janine's gym is going to be a piece of cake in terms of levels, in terms of you name it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop up my encounter here. Then I'm going to go to the route that is east of Fuchsia. That is Species. I'm not catching that. That is Species. I'm not catching that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the route east of Fuchsia, battle everybody that's over there, and then I will make my way back to the gym. Because here's the thing, right? I think the highest level ace we've ran into so far fighting the Kanto gym leaders has been 46 or 47. With a team of 50s, and even then I'm not going to have my Entei with me, I don't really see a reason as to why I shouldn't just go in and challenge it. So, I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to go ahead and catch this Caterpie here. I don't think this is Species in any capacity, so... And besides, if this was, I'd probably want to catch this just because it's easier. Because we actually have a lot of Mons caught. We actually have a lot of Mons caught in this game, which in a way is surprising because this game has really wonky catch rates. So I'm surprised that we're not... Well, to be fair, we have gotten a lot of Master Balls, so it's not like it's been hard to catch stuff, but like we've gotten a couple of occasions where we gotten like a couple extra encounters, so it's like there's that, I guess. So go ahead and actually, should I fish? Should I fish? I can fish here, can't I? Isn't there water? Or did they get rid of the water? This just isn't even the same thing. Did they get rid of the water? They didn't. But can we actually get encounters here? We can. Alright, let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Oh. Am I crazy? Am I crazy, or did I get a Scyther? I don't care, I'm gonna catch this thing anyways. Because Caesar isn't bad. Oh, he's got Fissure. Okay. Calm down, buddy. Calm your titties. I guess what I'll do is I'll just Leech Seed him. Doesn't affect the foe's Caesar. There's no way he's a grass type. I refuse to believe that this thing is a grass type. This man had fire type moves before, did he not? No, he was weak to fire. Okay. So if he's ground type as well, what can I go into? I suppose I can go into Chipotle and probably Thunder Punch it. Or maybe Thunderbolt. Should I do that? He's got Spore. Okay. Actually, I should be careful. He doesn't have special attack, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Okay, if he crit me there, he would have killed me, so maybe I should have been more worried about it. Okay, Fissure, he can't hit us because we are 11 levels higher. Oh my god. So he's got Fissure, but he's not a ground type either, so that's at least good to know. Get this Thunder Punch off, paralyze him? Yes, thank you. Solar Beam. Send it away. He killed me. Are you fucking serious, bro? Come on. That was just not okay. I know it was super effective, alright? I'm aware of that, but tell me of a time that you have seen a Caesar kill anything with Solar Beam in your life. Man was 11 levels lower than the Magmar. Man was 11 levels lower than the Magmar and killed it. I don't even know what to name this thing because it's murderous. I mean, I might as well just go with the name that I normally name this thing, which is Deputy. I want to see what typing this thing is, because he's a grass type, obviously, but... I know I have a jailbreak, but to be quite honest, I'm not sure if I want to spend that on Chipotle. I know I leveled the thing up, and it didn't do anything in terms of fighting, but at the same time, what happened just now was RNG. I know I could have switched out, but I was going for paralysis with it, so we can point fingers all we want, but that's not... It's not going to get us anywhere. There has been contemplation in my brain of bringing Carly back because of the water typing, but I honestly don't think there's a reason for me to do so. I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to switch through my boxes. I'm going to see what I can maybe put on the team. Can't put you on the team. Can't put you on the team. Can't put you on the... can't put you on the team. Ground and fighting, no. Psychic, no. Water could work, but we don't know what your final evolution typing is. Your rock, which could work, but I don't think I want that. Ghost, don't think I want that. I mean, Grimmy would be pretty nice. Ellie, no. Poof, your steel type, which we already have a steel type. Low pinch, no. Your steel type, so no. Don't know what you evolve into. Don't have a move toad either. Normal and psychic, we have psychic already. Fire, we already have. Swirls. Flying, we don't have, but I don't think we need that. Graveler, no. Cheese. Pushy. Doors. What is doors? Grass and a rock type. It does fully evolve at 40, but I don't think I'm going to put that on the team. As much as a Dragonite would be nice. Let's look at it. Draft rate, actually, you're grass and water, aren't you? Shay, you're psychic type. Could put Rattata. Raticate is a water type. Raticate is a water type. But Raticate doesn't have the best special attack. But can Raticate learn Surf? Normally? I don't think so. You can't learn Surf normally, though. Could put T-Tar. T-Tar is pretty physically bulky, and I believe T-Tar can learn Surf naturally. I'm pretty sure T-Tar can learn Surf naturally. And that's only one weakness, which we would have only 2 mons weak to fighting. Scumbag, I know you're part water, so no. Haunt, that's fire type, no. You're psychic and water, but I don't know what Clefable is, and I also don't have a Moonstone. You're ice and grass, so no. You're flying type, which we already have. Otherwise, I would consider it. If we didn't have a grass type, I'd put you on the team. You're not good, so no. Honestly, I think the T-Tar is coming on. I need to check, though, real quick, before I get super duper far. Let me look. What's Tyranitar? I want to see what his level up moveset is in this game. Because if he can learn Surf naturally, then I'm teaching him Surf. Because T-Tar, he has, like, he's good physically, but he's also got decent special attack. So just having Surf wouldn't even be that bad. So, hold on. Where is the generation I'm looking for? Gen 2. There. Well, his shiny actually looks kind of decent in Generation 2. So he's got 134 base physical attack, but he's got 95 special attack, which, again, 95 special attack is not bad. I want people to understand that. But he won't have this same level of moveset, so I kind of have to hope he learns Rock Slide normally. Let's see. What is he? Oh, my mouse just doesn't want to work right now. He can learn Surf. Gotcha. Alright. So with that out of the way, let me go ahead and get rid of that. Close out of this as well. And oh my god, I feel like my mouse and stuff is lagging because this tab is open. Hold on, let me close it. I'll open it later when I go back to playing World of Warcraft. But let's do this, and then come on, buddy. Boom, and there. Okay, and then let's go back to this. Boom. Come on, mouse. Add new source. Come on. I don't know why. It can't be the desk. I refuse to believe that my desk is not smooth enough surface for it to not read my mouse. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. Alright, so we got Teresa here. Let me just put her down to size a little bit, and then boom. Right there. Right there. So, I mean, it's a decent replacement. It's not great. I mean, that's not true. T-Tar is pretty freaking good. It's just... I'm more so upset with the fact that Magmar just got bodied like it did. Okay, so Teresa can learn Rock Slide, which is great. Swagger, yeah, that's why I didn't add this thing, because its moveset was ass. So Swagger would be decent. I think what I'll do, I think I'll just keep its moveset really simple. I think I'll give it Rock Slide. If it can learn Thrash, I would like to give it, maybe not Thrash. Slash wouldn't be bad, but I think... do we need Strength on 2 mons? Probably not. Actually, maybe I should try and teach it Slash and see if I can learn it. Okay, yeah, I can. Because the reason why is if we run into something that is setting up a bunch of defense stuff and Screech isn't cutting it, we can just slash it and crit it. I'd like to think that is arguably better. And then last but not least, I'm going to teach this guy Surf, because this should be good coverage for us. To be honest, Teresa might be a good candidate to be moving over to the next generation, barring nothing bad happens, of course. So, yeah. Let me just find the experience share real quick and give it to her. This is where I wish I had a... Lucky Egg. Because I guarantee that these trainers to my right aren't going to be that strong at all. But there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that I'd be okay. For all I know, I've been making a very bad decision right now. But I highly doubt it. So like I said, I'm going to fight these trainers over in this area, in this route first. And then I'm going to double back, fight Janine's gym. Then I'm going to go back and pretty much cover all the rest of the route. You know what? Nah, I got to put T-Tar out front. I got to let T-Tar shine. Because if I'm this over-leveled, then... Yeah, if I'm this over-leveled, come on. There's nothing that will benefit anybody else right now. Nothing else is gonna be, like, this isn't, like, it's good experience, right? Because it's in a randomizer, but I think for Teresa's sake, it's gonna be better for her to just fight it on her own. And obviously, if there's something that I feel like she can't take on, just get out of dodge. So let's go ahead and slash, see how much this does. Oh yeah, there it is. Actually, I can give Teresa scope lens too. For those slash crits. That actually would be a good idea. Oh, I didn't mean to slash again. Ah, shit. Steel Wing? That shouldn't do anything to me. Because Onyx has no attack, and I am really physically bulky. I think it said Teetstar has base 110 defense. Which that's really solid. I think it was what? It was 134 attack, 110 defense, 95 special attack, and then 100 special defense. So that on top of having an ability where it sets up Sandstorm and allows you to basically be getting a special defense boost. That's kind of what makes T-Tar really, really good. It's kind of what makes T-Tar really, really good. I forgot the EXP share. Like, it splits the EXP up in half, but, like, if you're using the same mod, or if you're using just one mod, then it'll just give them the same EXP again. Alright, so, like I said, I'm going to give you a scope line. I know I have another one lying around somewhere. Or did I put it in the box? I'm gonna go check. Or should I... No, I'll go check. Oh, but anyways, I feel like I sidetracked way off of my story. But my allergies have been kicking my ass over the last couple days. And I feel like it's just a thing that happens... it's a thing that happens every single summer. Like, pollen is just horrible. And I hate it. But I feel like for me, it's either the tolerance of it or just... I guess I didn't have a second scope lens. It must be the tolerance of it or something, because I just do not do good with it. Like, I thought I was much, like, better at dealing with it, but I just don't think I am, because I'd like to think over 2020, I did a good job of not really getting sick. Like, I had moments where I felt like ass, but, like, that's just kind of, like, most people feel that way sometimes. Like, there's some days where you just feel like you have no idea where you're at, no idea what you're doing, and you're just kind of existing. But there was never a day where I felt like I needed to sit down and, like, just be like, alright, I can't be here. I feel so trash right now. But, like, the last time I got sick in 2019, I got sick, like, 3 times in 2019. And all of them were so much painful experiences. Not to, like, get too, like, in-depth about it or, like, too nasty with it. I remember when I went on my school's DC trip, and I was fine flying out there, like, because, like, I hadn't flown before, so I was a bit nervous on how I would act on the plane. Not necessarily, like, oh my god, I'm gonna kill somebody, but more so of just, like, oh my god, I'm gonna hyperventilate, I'm gonna pass out. Because I'm not the best when it comes to, like, heights. Like, if I look outside and I see something that looks like a far drop, I'm gonna stiff up really quickly. But flying wasn't really that bad, mainly because I was doing it at night, so it's like I'm not seeing anything except for lights down below, and even then the lights look pretty. And I remember specifically talking to, like, with my parents and stuff, because they were like, oh, we want to go to Ireland in a couple of years, you know, when things get back to normal, obviously, with COVID and everything. And I was just like, I don't think I'll do so good flying over the ocean. I just don't think I would. And it's kind of not necessarily flying over the ocean that's the issue. I think it's just the ocean that I'm afraid of, because it's deep as fuck. And if I'm over here panicking and thinking about, like, oh my god, I can drown in, like, anything over 6 feet of water, then I don't want to think about being on a plane that is flying thousands of miles over the ocean to go to a foreign country. That's just... And that's not saying I won't ever travel, but, like, if I'm going to fly over the ocean, I'd prefer to fly over the ocean probably at night. Just because I can see where I would be so worried about just being there and not crashing into the water. I know it sounds like it's fucked up and like my brain is just so pushed towards one thing, but that's just how it is for me and with some of my fears. So with flying, I'm not really that worried about it. I mean, I haven't flown since then, but again, I'm okay with flying at night because, like, I'm not seeing anything other than lights. But it was the flight back home that I was, like, super duper sick. And I'm not sure if it was just because we were out all the time or if we were just coming across multiple different people in all these different areas. So it's like you're bound to contract some sort of sickness. So I got like a cold or something, and so it's January, right? I get off, or I'm getting ready to get home. I'm getting ready to go home, and like my face is stuffed. Like I have so much congestion in like my facial region that, like, if you were to poke a hole like somewhere here or in my face, just all this mucus would have been like Niagara Falls. And I know, again, it's gross, but that's how backed up it was just in my face. So I felt like my head was gonna pop off. Then, and I still find this funny, my voice was like shot. Like, it hurt so much to talk, but like my mom and my sister were like, oh, how was the trip? So I'm like trying to explain to them how my trip is, but I cannot speak more than like volume 4. Like, I am quiet because my voice just shows shot. My voice is super duper gone. So I'm just like trying to explain to them all this stuff. And the one thing I hated with this school trip is that they said that we would get in trouble if we didn't go to school the next day. We touched down at the airport at 12:40 something in the morning. And this airport was a good 45, maybe almost an hour from my house. So we're getting threatened with punishment if we don't show up to school at 7:50 in the morning the next day after basically getting home at like 2 in the morning and going to bed. So I feel like absolute dog shit. I can't breathe, I can barely talk, so there's no way in hell I'm gonna go to sleep. And yeah, there was that, and it was rough, but I remember going to school that day, and I think I made it through the entire day. And then I remember talking to my coaches. It's like, do you still want me to go to practice? And they're like, no, go home, please. And it's like, thank God, I can't talk. Like, I can't describe the discomfort I felt, especially in my voice. Like, I don't think I've ever felt that close to not talking ever in my life. And that's surprising, but also scary. Because, like, I don't know sign language, so it's like if I have no means of communication, like, I don't want to do like text to chat just to communicate with people. Like, I don't want that to be the case at all. But yeah, there was that, which was unpleasant, but I mean, I still dealt with it. That was actually when the whole polar vortex, I believe, was happening, where it was like negative 50 degrees for like 3 days or something like that. If anybody remembers that back in 2019, I believe that's when that was going on. Which means, like, for some of those days, I didn't have school, so it's not like I had to deal with the discomfort of going in person for multiple days in a row. I believe, like, we only had, like, the 1 or 2 days, and then we had the rest of the week off because the school wouldn't be able to operate in negative 35-degree weather with negative 60 wind chills. Like, that was insane. I forgot that even happened at that time, but that just goes to show how crazy life is. Then the next sickness I believe I got that year, which was close to when I was graduating high school, I believe. I believe it was like May or June. I got food poisoning from the school. So, for many kids, you guys probably understand the concept of like hot lunch, or what they would call school lunch, versus cold lunch. You know, bring your own lunch from home. I was someone who was benefited with having my mom make school lunches for me, and I really, really appreciated that because it's like I really didn't appreciate it enough when I was a kid. Like, I mean, now it's different, obviously, because I'm an adult and I go to college, so making food and getting food is my own responsibility. But the point I'm trying to make here is that I appreciate the fact that she went out of her way to make lunches for me and before she went to work. So yeah, I really appreciated the fact that she did that. But let's go ahead and spin the wheel, and then we'll continue storytelling in a little bit. No switching, so we are not allowed to switch in battles. So that's slightly scary because we are trying to level up T-Tar right now. But I think as long as I go get some healing items, I really won't be too worried about this. So I think that's just what I'm going to go do as we're doing story time. But yeah, I really didn't think about like how lucky I was to be in that, I don't know, field, maybe? Being that lucky? I'm not good with words, so I'm trying to like find the right words to match to what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is I'm very appreciative of the fact that I did get cold lunches, because just the packaging on school lunches is horrible. Like, the food itself is like, it's not the greatest, okay? Like, it could definitely be better, obviously, because you always want higher quality food, because you want kids in the building to eat the food. You don't want them to gravitate towards not eating it because it looks like shit. That's kind of the way to just... That's kind of a nice way to put it, but I'm just saying that, like, if I am in a building and all the food that they put in front of me doesn't look appetizing, and it makes me basically choose on not eating it rather than actually eating it, that's a problem, and that's a problem that should be dealt with, immediately, really. So, what am I trying to say? But point is, the story from there is that I would always basically bring a home lunch because, I mean, in high school lunches were different from like middle school and elementary school lunches in that the middle school and elementary school lunches were kind of poorly packaged and just they were kind of gross. But I'm looking back at it now, they might have been better in terms of lunches because they gave more variety. And what I mean by that is that with the lunches, like it was basically, and maybe not all the kids who went through elementary school remember this, or maybe they just didn't have this, but for my elementary school and middle school, they had like a calendar, like a lunch calendar. So I basically told you what would be served on which day. So, like tacos would be served every Tuesday, for example. Thanksgiving turkey was done on the last Thursday or the last day before Thanksgiving break, but I believe it would be the last Thursday that they would do it normally. Just little things like that they would do, and so basically you would have an idea of like, oh, we're having this today. Do I want this, or do I want to get a lunch from home? And it just kind of depended on whether or not I liked what was being served. But high school was a little bit different. Like they basically had, it was variety, but it was like the same variety every day. So it was like hamburger, cheeseburger, chicken patty, salad if you wanted that. There was chicken nuggets as well. And then you could do sandwich bar if you so wished. But that was the same thing that was served all year round. There wasn't really anything special that they did. So like my freshman year and sophomore year, I got the school lunch, not all the time, obviously, but like most of the time, because I was just like, well, it's a lunch program that my parents pay for. I might as well eat it. But also, it's like it's not really worth the amount of money that we spend on it. So, ew. But I'm blanking out. Sorry. This is what I meant by the title of the stream. That I'm so dead. Like my brain is shut the fuck off because I have been all over the place this week. Like as a whole, I could say that, but more in the last like 24, 48 hours, I've just been. Maybe even 72. Like, I have been out and about just doing a bunch of stuff, so. And, I mean, that's good because considering last summer didn't really have a summer, I was just kind of sitting around doing YouTube, but I mean, I sat around the house a lot. I mean, I worked, but that was depressing, so I don't really want to think about that. But, anyways, back to story. Point was, I slowly gravitated from having the high school lunch because I was like, oh my god, this is so much better than middle school and elementary school, back to having home lunches. But there was one day my senior year, I believe I was going in for one of my classes because I had a late arrival, so you had to get some sort of like certain requirements at your junior year of high school. and you had the ability to choose whether or not you wanted which period you wanted off. Did you want to leave early? Did you want to leave your 8th period early? Or did you want to leave your first period empty so you don't have to come in until 2nd period? And for me, and me running cross-country and stuff like that, I was like, I probably shouldn't take late arrival. Or, I shouldn't take early release because, it's not... I'm going to leave early, right? But I'm going to have to be back up here for practice and stuff like that. However, the one thing I noticed is that with late arrival, and I know this is a big time in, the winter time, there was no parking at our school. It was horrible during the winter time. Because they were, renovating parking and stuff like that at the time. So, they basically have 2 parking lots now, and even since I graduated, they started, messing with parking in the back of the school, which is kind of dumb because, they took away parking in the front, and my graduating class was the first class, I believe, over 500 kids, and I believe it's been the same number, if not gradually increasing, since my class graduated high school. So, more kids but less parking, that just is gonna create... That's just gonna create problems later on. But... yeah, I had late arrival, so there'd be days where I would go in, it would be normal time, but I technically didn't have to be in the building, because it's well, I don't have a first period. So, for, my art class, I would often take my first period if, I was behind on a project, and I was, I believe there was a couple of times... Why does my controller... I'm going down, right? Go down. There were a couple of times... Well, I say a couple of times. There was probably, a handful of times where I went in early for my art class to work on a project and catch up on it. Oh, that's why I had Heidi with cut. Okay. I don't really care about the item that much. I beat every trainer I wanted to beat on this route, so let me go beat up Janine real quick, and then we can continue on. But, yeah, I would go in early, and there was one day I believe I went in for this class, and I don't know if I didn't tell my mom, or I said I was gonna go do something, or maybe I said I was gonna go to off-campus lunch, but I couldn't or something because of just how my schedule was. And off-campus lunch is kind of in that same ballpark of the late arrival and early release, in that you needed the special requirements junior year to get it. I think it had to do with your SAT score, if I remember correctly. So, I had off-campus lunch, which basically meant for the entire lunch period, I believe. I believe it was for the entire lunch period on Fridays. We could go drive somewhere and eat lunch there, and then we had to be back before the period ended. So it was nice because there were moments where I went out to different places, but usually for off-campus lunch I would just eat stuff that was at home. So it was never really an issue. But I don't think this day... I think this might have taken place on a day where I planned on doing off-campus lunch, but I couldn't. So I was like, you know what, screw it, I'll just get the school lunch. And I know this story dragged on for a long time and I'm rambling, but I'm also trying to not necessarily drag on commentary, but I have a lot of time I need to fill. All right, I don't want to sit here and tell the same old stories over and over again. So I rather speak on stuff that I probably have talked very little about. That isn't really that bad when it comes to sharing. So yeah, I rather just do that. But yeah, this day was one of the days where I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do off-campus lunch because I can't really go and do it because I need to finish my project. So I went to the lunchroom and I went to go pick up my lunch, and it sucks because the school, because of what happened with me, ruined tater tots forever because of this. So this kind of ties into the whole packaging thing that I mentioned earlier with the school lunches, how the packaging kind of makes the food look like garbage, and quite frankly, I believe it does affect its taste a bit. I don't know if that's like scientifically proven, but I'm almost certain that the taste of it is like affected by how it's packaged and how it's like essentially how it's packaged and then how it's just reheated up. Like, kind of makes it gross. Well, not yeah, gross, but not like, it makes it not as appetizing as it was before. Is basically the point I'm trying to make. So there's that. But yeah, the day I decided to not eat a home lunch was the day that I ate a school lunch, which I had, I think it was popcorn chicken and then a tater tots. It didn't fill me up at all, but I was like, I'm gonna feel like garbage after eating this, because the school lunch always made me feel like crap. Like, just digesting it just never felt good. And I want to say that also had to do with the quality of the food, but I'm not entirely sure about it. And it's like, I don't think I'm that picky, but just I just could tell, because it happened a couple times before where like I got a stomach ache from eating that, and I'm just like, I don't feel good after eating the food right now. Like, it feels gross. Never. I mean, I think there might have been one time where I felt like I was gonna yak all over the place because of it, but there was never. It was never an all the time thing. Like, it was just something that happened maybe a couple times. But I remember that day because this is when I was sitting with like Jenna and a bunch of our other friends, and I was like making the joke. I'm just like, I think I'm gonna feel like garbage after eating this, and she's like, you'll be fine. And I'm like, nah, I feel like garbage all the time after eating this. I'm like, but watch me get like food poisoned or something like that. That would be just horrendous. I just should not have said anything that day, because later on that day I went home. I don't know what else I ate at home, but it was something that I have ate multiple times before, so, and I guess you could have said that with the school lunch, but I'm like almost 105% confident that it was a school lunch that gave me food poisoning. But what I'm trying to say is that basically, yeah, I got food poisoning from the school lunch. And I realized this when I was trying to go to bed at night, and I just felt my stomach feel funky. Like, you know that funky feeling where it's just like, you know, if you go to the bathroom, you're just gonna be like, I feel like I just let out a tub of acid from my body. It was basically that feeling. Which is just a nice way to say that I felt like I had diarrhea. Again, which is, probably TMI, but it's just how it be. It's just how it be. So, but alright, we're battling Janine now. So, I'm a little bit scared because of the challenge, but I hope. Oh no, we're fine. Teresa's gonna smash this gym. Hold on. Rock slide? Alright, you're rock type, which is actually not bad because. Oh, you're ghost and rock, okay. But what am I trying to say? I think that's probably the worst sickness I've ever felt in my life was food poisoning because for 3 whole days I barely ate anything. I drank so much water, and I think, and again, this is TMI, there was one night where I let it all out while I was sleeping, and I felt so horrible for my parents because they had to pick that up and clean it, and I just was like, I feel so bad. And I remember when I had food poisoning, there was literally a moment where I couldn't keep my eyes open. Like, it just hurt so bad. Like, I was just... Like, think of someone who is, like, maybe, like, super far gone in terms of, like, being drunk. And then picture just feeling like death. That's how I was. So... But... Yeah, I think the food poisoning was the worst illness I've probably ever dealt with. And I mean, I got sick again in college. Like, this was before like COVID was like even COVID was even like global. I believe like it was in only China at the time when like we were all getting like cold and flu like symptoms, because a bunch of people on my track team got sick around this time, so we were all just going through it at different rates and different times, but we were all going through rough spells with illnesses. And it was just, for me, it was mainly just a cold, but it was basically like, it was congestion like I mentioned with me in the DC trip, but it was basically like the entire right side of my face was numb. I really got frozen twice by Blizzard. Fuck off, Cloister. Jeez. Be glad this isn't Teresa from fucking white version. She would have killed your ass with bullet punch. But yeah, like my entire right side of my face was completely numb, and I remember having to ask my friend Christina and Cam to come help me, because like my roommate Chase, he was out. I believe, he was out, and I was sick, so I couldn't really get up and do anything, and I was like, I don't have anything for me to take. I'm like, if you have anything, please, I'd appreciate it if you can bring it over. And I was just like, thank you so much. And the one thing that bothered me is like, she said some, oh, you're being such a big baby because like blah blah blah, we go through periods and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, sure, you might go and have your period once a month, but we don't get sick and feel like shit once a month. We get sick and feel like shit once every maybe, I don't know, 6 months. longer. But yeah, since then I haven't had any illness that has compared to at least the most recent one. Like I said, I've had moments where I felt like crap. There's never been moments where I felt corpse, like I'm gonna actually die type of feeling. So, which is a good thing, obviously, because being sick in this time with COVID, with COVID kind of finally going away, it's like, you shouldn't be sick because you have COVID, but you never really know. But yeah, I think the worst illness I probably ever dealt with was food poisoning. So like, if I was angry at someone, I would wish that upon them because it is horrible. From first-hand experience, it is horrible to deal with. So, but tying this back to what I was saying earlier, my allergies have been kicking my ass. And that's because I've been out so much over the last 2 to 3 days. So Thursday, which I streamed before Jenna's track meet, was Jenna's track meet, obviously. I got to see her and a bunch of the other high school people that were running their last meets or just, haven't seen in over a year because of me going to school where I go to school and then just not being able to see them. And then we got Friday, which I went out with Jenna to Target so I could get shirts and just mainly clothes for her graduation later on that day. And then I came back here and then went back to her place for graduation, which it was really nice to see her and her class graduate because with me, her class, like, I always kind of treated them like a little sibling just because of, like, I just grew close with her class. That's just kind of how it was for, them. Like, I just was close with a lot of them, so I was really happy to see them graduate, even though now it makes me kind of sad because it's like, fuck, I am super old now. But I'm still very happy that they graduated. It was nice to actually go to graduation in person. It kind of sucks that I had to miss my sisters, but it was because I had school, and even then hers was kind of done virtually. But still, being in person for our graduation felt nice. And then I went out with Jenna and then our friend Kelsey and her family for some froyo, which I hadn't had froyo probably since before Rona hit. I hadn't had froyo, and when I tell you that shit hit very, very nicely. Then we had today, which I finished up going through all my clothes, got all my stuff into a tote that I want to keep, and then the stuff that I didn't want to keep, and I donate to Goodwill, thrift store. Did that, and then I played a lot of World of Warcraft today, which one of my friends talked to me about doing that game for an 8-hour stream challenge, and I thought about it, but also at the same time, playing that game for 8 hours is a lot of time. Any of these games that you play for 8 hours would be a lot. So it's kind of just being smart in monitoring time is kind of kind of how I want to take playing games. Now, that being said, if I hit the punishment wheel and I have to do an 8-hour stream challenge of this game, then, well, fuck. That's just basically, that's the golden statement of this. Is like, just, well, fuck. I gotta do an 8-hour stream challenge in this game. Which, to be honest, I definitely think it'll happen. I definitely think it'll happen. And if it does, then it kind of cuts down the series schedule a lot. Which means it's going to end earlier, which in a way it's a good thing. But in a way it's also like, oh. Now that being said, that might not be entirely true, because there's moments where I could probably lose, get game overs. I mean, look at the fact that the first 8-hour stream challenge, the one we completed last year, I beat the entirety of Pokemon Fire Red without having to restart. Like, yeah, it's Kanto, but that's still impressive. It was a 3rd-gen game, so it had abilities and items and stuff like that. It wasn't a complete walk in the park. So, like, if I get that punishment, I mean, obviously, I don't want to get it multiple times, because streaming for that long, as much as the views would be nice, and, you know, maybe the subscribers to bump up, I really wouldn't want to deal with streaming from, like, 4 p.m. to midnight, because I remember how I felt after I did the first 8-hour stream challenge. I was zoned the fuck out. I was very, very gone, and Delilah hated me because I didn't give her attention for over 8 hours. But she got over it, you know. I told her she'll be alright, and she was alright. She survived. But I think the one thing is, like, I need to make sure that I am careful. Because the thing is, with the 8-hour stream challenge, right, as a punishment, I could opt out to not do it. I just suffer 5 punishments because of it. Which means I could get it again. But like, I don't see that happening. My odds would have to be really, really low for me to hit that spot twice. I mean, hell, the odds are probably really low to hit that spot once. But I don't want to play those games because it could happen. It could happen. I don't want it to, but it could happen. So, that's just kind of the way I see that. Like, I'm just... Like, I want to do another one. I want to do another one of the 8-hour stream challenges. And maybe... I don't know. I feel like it's too soon. Because I was going to say, I could do it for the Final Fantasy VII DLC. However, that's a long time. And I don't know if the DLC is going to cover 8 hours worth of content. I mean, I could probably make it 8 hours with how explorative I am and how I take my time playing a game like that. But also at the same time, I don't think so. And there's no multiplayer game that I'm going to sit there for 8 hours straight and do that with. Now, if I do decide to do an 8-hour stream challenge, I could do something similar to what I did for my initial one that I tried over the summer, which was line up 4 games to play, and if people are there for these 4 games, then great. Because for me, it's not hard for me to sit here and play video games 8 hours a day. It's not at all. The hard part of playing video games 8 hours a day is if I play the same game for 8 hours a day. So that's why if I get the punishment of having to do an 8-hour stream challenge of this game, I'm gonna hate it. While it would be good for the series and probably do really good in terms of views and stuff like that, at the same time it would be like, oh my god, he's still here. Like, he is still here. And the thing is, I probably have to put a timer somewhere to like ensure that I hit it. Or I have to set a timer or something. I mean, I can look down at my desktop time down there and be like, oh, okay, I know what time it is. But not entirely sure, like if I've streamed the whole 8 hours or not. And I'm probably gonna have moments where I get up and go eat or something, so like that plays a factor. But let's go ahead and go to our reward wheel, because we did in fact not switch at all, which is good because Therese is now getting a lot of levels off of this. So let's go ahead and see what we get because of that. Free legendary. Okay. Let's see. Another mole trace. Okay. Cool. Cool. I mean, I'm probably not gonna use it for... I mean, is that fair? I mean, I technically earned it, right? So if I wanted to, I could save it for Ruby and Sapphire, but I don't know if I should. I mean, you know, with that being said, I probably should, but I don't know, that feels cheap in a way, so I don't know. I have to think about it a little bit. I haven't really thought if that's what I want to do. Box everybody but highest level. What was the fucking point of trying to train up this T-Tar then? Oh, well. Time to make our way back to Fuchsia for a second. For a hot minute. We gotta deposit everybody in the box except for Sacred, I believe. Which, if we run into a Caterpie, we're fucked. If we run into a Caterpie, we're fucked. Imagine that sentence coming from a guy who's going to be walking around with a Entei saying that he sees a Caterpie, he is fucked. Well, not to mention, like, we need to make sure, like, we're smart with healing items, too. Because, like, if we run out of healing items, and we lose Entei, not only do we lose the Entei, we also lose a life. Which then means we only have one more life in Gold and Silver. And to be quite honest, I'm not trying to replay the entirety of Gen 2 because of a Caterpie. It's basically the nice way to put it. I'm not trying to play this game again because of Caterpie. Because basically, I'd like to have 2 lives extra when I go and fight Red. Because maybe I won't beat him the first time. And that's probably normal, because he's going to have a super OP team. His levels are going to be off the chain. Excuse me, basically. So my point with that is just, if I can tell what level he is, then I'll be great. And well, main thing too is if I know what he's got in terms of typing, then I should be safe. Even if I do go in there with a bunch of level 60s, I should be safe. I mean, that's not to say it won't be scary, but I will definitely feel good knowing what he's got if I know what months he's got. If I do have to go in there for a second run. Which, like I said, it's 100% possible, and I would rather have 2 lives extra for that than only having the 1 life and kind of being like, okay, if I lose this last battle, then I have to replay the entire game again. Like, no, I had to play Crystal, which I've technically played through Crystal before, so it wouldn't be too bad, but I just don't want to play the entire game again. Like, we have been playing Johto, we've been playing Gold and Silver for a very long time. And I just don't want to have to rehash it again. Because, like, the main thing is, like, we reset Red and Blue after we beat Brock. So it really wasn't that much of a reset. Like, it wasn't... Like, I was pissed about it, but I wasn't like, oh my god, I hate it because I have to replay it so much. Like, I literally recovered all the ground that I made and the ground that I intended to make in that same stream. So, like, it wasn't ever a problem. So, there's that. There is that. Oh my god, why do you have to have the one mod that Sacred has a hard time killing? Why? At least it's not fucking Caterpie, but still. Why does it have to be Victory Bell? Victory Bell fits in that same boat pretty much. Pretty much fits in that exact same boat. Get out of here. Oh, sorry. Alright, level 53. Let's go, Sacred. Let's go, buddy. But, yeah, like... I just realized, like, how much that game over system plays a factor. I don't want to say I just realized, because I've thought about it before, but, like, it's gonna probably hit me harder, like, if there comes a moment where I'm like, oh my god. And I'm kind of glad that I made it to where I don't have lives that stack. Or, like, if I only use a certain amount of lives in a certain generation, I can have those same lives put over into the next game, and then the next game. Because I feel like that's just... That takes away the challenge from it, really. Like, sure, I could get, like, 17 game overs in the same generation, but I don't think banking on that is necessarily smart, because that's not at all likely. That's not at all likely. Alright, I have my second chance with you, Raichu. I don't have my Celebi with me, but I do have... Mach Punch. Don't... You're gonna crit him, aren't you? I was just gonna kill him. Okay. I mean, he's technically species. I remember now. That's where I found the Scyther. That's where I found Scyther now. I remember. Listen, if the Super Rod worked, then the Good Rod should definitely work. That's a huge bitch. Alright, level 20 Steelix. I think you're Rock or Steel. So I'm going to Strength you, because your physical defense is good. Oh, never mind. You must be Ground type. Oh, no, you're definitely Ground type. I remember now. Not saying that I was gonna have good luck anyway. I didn't have anything to status it, so I'm not gonna get too upset over it. As much as I do miss Zyra from the nuzlocke. She did the damn thing. Like, honestly, I'm surprised that. First of all, I'm surprised that I got the Steelix, or well, the Onyx as early as I did, and then I found a Metal Coat like a few episodes later. Like, that was just poetic timing. And it made her very useful. Like, that pairing with her and the Whale Lord, just the big pair, that's what they were. And the fact that they both died to Gyarados, I believe, is what killed them. Oh, speaking of Onyx, hey, how you doing? The fact that they both died to Gyarados, just, like, that hurt. I mean, I love Gyarados, right? But the fact that it killed both Zyra and the Whale Lord just, made me hate him a little bit. Made me hate Sly a little bit. But you get over it. So I have battled all the trainers that I can on the available routes. I know I can technically surf, but technically, I'm not allowed to have anybody but Sacred on my team right now. So I'm not going to surf. Not going to. I just have the slight fear because I'm probably gonna have to take on Sabrina with just Sacred. Unless I get lost in her gym puzzle for 20 minutes, which there's no way in hell. Because I've played these games for 15 years, and that's just not gonna happen. Regardless of if this is red, blue, gold, silver, crystal, fire red, leaf green, heart gold, soul silver, let's go Pikachu, let's go Eevee. It doesn't matter which. I'm just gonna figure it out because as long as you understand trial and error where things come from, you'll be able to problem solve blindly. You don't always need knowledge to solve puzzles. Sometimes you need luck. Knowledge helps, but sometimes you need luck just as much as you need knowledge. Okay, so who did you kill back? You were fighting type, weren't you? I meant to click psychic. I was gonna say, I remember you accidentally killing one of my mons, and I said accidentally. It was you killed the Persian, but you didn't kill the Persian because the deaths didn't count. So Persian didn't die. I was just a massive doofus and thinking that Persian died. I was just a massive doofus and thinking that Persian died. Alright, Machoke. I don't remember what typing we thought you were, but I'm gonna psychic you because I think that's... Oh, you're psychic type. That's what it was. Ground and psychic. I mean, let's not... I mean, we can hit it with strength. That's still neutral, so... That's good. I think I'm just more so worried about fighting Sabrina's gym because... I know in Heart Gold Soul Silver that her gym is one of the higher level gyms, but considering what we have fought really for the Kanto gyms, I'm not sure if I'm that nervous. I mean, probably when we get to Blue is where we should be nervous because, like, holy fuck. But also at the same time, I just don't I don't think I have any need to feel scared. I just don't think I have any need to feel scared because I have a good team. I have good moves, good everything. I just think the only thing that really stops me is if I have one of my mons get taken out in some dumb capacity. Whether that's a challenge fail or just like it gets picked off. It's kind of like what happened with Chipotle earlier. Like, I was 100% aware that leaving it in against Solar Beaming Scizor was probably not the best idea. However, I wanted the paralysis on it instead of having to switch back and forth with Celebi to try and catch him. Because I wanted the damage off. I wanted the damage off on the Scizor as well. So what I did was both dumb but smart. I just got also very incredibly unlucky. So that's just kind of how it is. And sometimes in life you have to take the L. That's like you don't win all the time. If you win all the time, then you never learn. And that's why losing is important, because when you lose, you learn, and then you win more. You don't win forever. That's why I think, as much as I would love to be on a winning team, I'd love to be on a team where we do win a lot, but also if we lose, we take what happened and we reflect on it and we become better. Because as long as you reflect and you learn something and you apply it to the next most applicable situation, then that's more than you could ever ask for. Really, if you think about it. It's when people do things and they don't reflect and they don't learn from their mistakes and they keep making the same mistakes and then complaining about said mistakes, that's where you have the problem. If you want to learn, then you will be willing to learn. If you don't want to learn, then you won't bother changing anything. I don't know why I'm speaking in woke quotes right now. I think I'm just trying to hide the fact that there's a very real chance that I could get a game over from fighting Sabrina right now. So, I think it's just that. Also, 69 mons in the Pokédex. Nice. Please, for all that is holy, you can't have a Caterpie. Unless you have a level 39 for some reason. There's no way you should have Caterpie on your team. Just don't have a Dark Ghost type in any capacity. Primate. Okay. Well, 46. That's fine, because we're still pretty over-leveled with the Sacred. Oh, that's more than fine. We just one-shot it, yeah. Okay, this is what I mean, though. Ghost type is a problem. I don't know what he has at this level. But Muck is specially defensive, so he's probably going to eat up a bunch of our Psychics. Oh, special defense fell. He's got Lick. Okay, he didn't get the special defense drop. He didn't get the paralysis. With the special defense drop, he probably will die here. Alright. So, never mind, I guess we were fine. Clefable, I know you're weak to fighting type, so... Alright, that was actually an easy gym. Alright, let's go. I'm happy with that. I I am happy with that. Where is it? There it is. So 23 gym badges earned total. But so let me just retrace my steps real quick. Did I come from the top? Yeah, I did. Okay. I thought I came from the top, but I wasn't sure. But yeah, we did it. I mean, we suffered a loss, and that sucks. But in a way, it wasn't too heavy of a loss. I think that Magmar's typing was great. I thought Magmar had the abilities to be great. I'm upset that it's gone. But with T-Tar on the team and T-Tar only having one weakness and its ability to learn Surf, and actually its moveset being really good. Not saying that Magmar's moveset wasn't good, but it having now Screech / Surf and Rock Slide just makes it feel, I don't know, just makes it feel more worth it. Which again, I know that Chipotle was cool, and I was talking a big game about it, but it just wasn't meant to be. And I didn't want to use the jailbreak on it because I didn't think using my last jailbreak on that mon would be worth it. Like I said, I would like to save as much as I can for red. That's basically what I'm going to be doing. But let me actually go and switch screens over real quick, because we did do our challenge, which was box everybody with the highest level. We did beat the gym, so that means we get the reward, which is another 2x EXP code. I really, really hope that there's a 2x EXP code in Gen 3, because this right here is getting a little bit ridiculous. Just a tiny bit ridiculous. But, let me go through this stuff real quick. I know it's now almost 2 in the morning. You will be getting a Mystery Dungeon stream again, or well, another stream today, and it will be Mystery Dungeon. We will be doing that special episode, Team Charm one. So keep an eye out for that. There is also this, which we will do another stream of on Tuesday, I believe, since today is the 6th now. It's Monday. This Tuesday night. This Thursday will also be a double stream, because there will be Mastermode and then Final Fantasy VII DLC. So I think I'll do a double stream that day, and then maybe whatever I don't finish for the DLC for Final Fantasy VII on Thursday, I'll carry it over to Friday. Or maybe I'll do it Thursday and Friday. Because I was going to say I could just save it till Friday, but I also want to play it that day. So our schedule is going to be pretty busy with that. So like I said, with the last Mystery Dungeon stream, I'm thinking about maybe extending the series in terms of streaming wise, maybe having that on a Friday, or putting it on Monday as well, just having it be a 3 days a week as well, just so we finish it up a little bit. Because not saying that I want to cut the series off short and make it, get it done quicker, but I would like to have that spot opened up for a brand new series, maybe, I don't know what right now. I don't have anything in mind, but like maybe I have another story game. Maybe on like the PlayStation I might want to play in that slot. Just give me a little bit of freedom to think and I don't know, just do stuff. But if you guys did enjoy the stream, hit that like button down below because it would be greatly appreciated. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you follow my Twitter in the description below. Follow all the social media down below there because I'm great, my friends are great, and you should check us out. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Have yourselves a great day. And peace.